Hello and welcome back. If you followed my other tracking videos on ordering and tracking your Ford F-150 through the process, you'll know that I already got to this point. I got the shipped email from Ford directly. So this is a very exciting day. It came on Thursday, the 17th of March. However, here we are today, Saturday, March 26th, 9 days later, and I still don't have any updates on what's going on. If you understand the tracker, you'll know that when something is real here, this is typically filled in just like these are. So just the fact that they call it shipped doesn't really mean that it's shipped. It's not at the factory anymore, from what I can tell. And that's kind of what today's video is about. So I checked my tracking apps. Like, where is it in the process? And they're in my first tracking video. I listed those. If you want to know what those links are, they're in the description below. So I didn't get any difference there either. This is ordertrack.app and this is the palsapp.com. Still says pending. So as far as I can tell, it's not on the train yet. Now I want to believe that all the dates that they listed on the shipped email are going to occur. But based on my interaction with other forums and other folks online, it's probably best not to depend upon that because things happen and sometimes you need to contact people to escalate the process, because otherwise you're going to be left without a truck for maybe months at a time. And you can shortcut that process if you understand how to work with people. So this week I started to contact Ford directly, and this is the low friction way of doing it. Just go on the chat app on their website and let them know who you are, put your VIN down there and say, could you help me find this thing? What's going on? So I got a response this week. Looks like your vehicle has been received at Ramp 5M in New Boston, Michigan. The vehicle should arrive at your dealership by April 11th. Okay, that's the party line. That's the original dates. That's the end date that they said the range was. So what's this Ramp 5M in New Boston, Michigan? Let's go out to Google Maps. Let's see if we can find out what this New Boston place is. All right, I'm in Google Maps and I'm just going to search on New Boston in Michigan. And just kind of looking around New Boston and saying, okay, what do we have here? Something kind of stands out to me. New Boston Rail Services, we see a rail line there. We see some sidings and we see a whole lot of cars here. So I'm going to zoom in on this and I think we all know what's going on here. This is where Ford must be sending their inventory, or at least part of their inventory that's being ready for transit. Now I've zoomed in on this and I don't know where Ramp 5M is, but I'm pretty sure this is where my truck is right now. Is at this rail yard and transportation center, which is in New Boston, Michigan. From what I can tell, this is run by CSX Railway. And this is the main line that goes through here. And what they're going to do is they're going to load cars and trucks somehow onto these cars. And then they're going to be inserted into a main train, and then off we go to the rest of the country. So this is how they get your truck to the rest of the country, to a local rail depot, and then the last mile is through a semi truck. Now, I don't know the exact process behind this. I'm just sort of putting two and two together, much like the rest of you out there. But this would be how I would do this is drive from the parking lot onto one of these sidings where they've got one of these special ramps set up for the rail car that's designated for my truck. And somebody's going to actually physically drive my truck onto the train and then either chock it down or strap the wheels. Again, I don't know. And then at the other end, wherever the depot is that I'm going to, whether it's Nashville or Atlanta or some other major city with a big rail hub, then the opposite occurs, is that your truck is going to be driven off of the train to go into another staging parking lot where, and I'll just pause this for a second, you can see one of these semi auto carriers that's over here getting ready to pick up your truck and take it to the final destination. I've seen from others that there are ways that you can track the progress of your truck on CSX Rail. You're not supposed to be able to do that as a consumer, but if you work the system and there's ways to get around the system, you can do that. But I'm not going to let my OCD go that far You can also have your Ford dealer run a VVR, which is a vehicle visibility report. There's only one guy at my local dealer that knows how to do this, and he's hard to get on the phone. So I'll update again as I know more. We'll see you in the next video, guys.